These days I'm giving you at least 20 minutes of my day. Maybe something occurred to me today. Two things you should do in life. By the way, sometimes I tell you to do things that I'm not even doing, that I'm still falling short of, I'm still learning, I'm still growing and trying to appreciate certain things. But whatever you do in life, whatever you do, don't ever underestimate yourself. Ever. Not one bit. You know that time when I think what one of the things that has spoiled us is the education system. You know how we live in a world which is highly competitive, where they are grading you, they are grading your performance, they are grading your output, they are grading every inch of your existence. And they fail to appreciate that you may not, for example, be good at mathematics, but you have good communication skills. And that in life can actually take you places. Life is not about the things, at least from what I've seen, life is not just the things we are taught. Life is life in the sense that that's why you hear people say this one is book smart and this one is street smart. But in my opinion, in the end, the people who are street smart are surviving better. They're not just surviving, they are growing in life better. And if you're lucky enough to have both street smarts and book smarts, well, good for you. But we should never underestimate people because they were not a certain kind of smart. Martin? Oganzewa. You know, I believe everyone deserves a chance at life. Everyone deserves a chance to grow, to experience who their best version is, you know? Because in truth, there was a part of me that could never do certain things 2 years ago. And now, right now, those things that I said, it can never be me, it is me. In truth, if we rigid and we limit ourselves from growing and experiencing life at large, we are, I don't know, we are doing ourselves a disservice. Point in case. There are people in life, I know for sure, who have had their opportunities handed to them. They've had a slide, they've had a slide through life, you know. But then there is also people I know who have had or who have access to something like that, but they never took it. They chose the hard way. And then I also know people who didn't have either choice, but they had no choice but to rough it up and hustle. Now, majority of us fall in that category where you have to rough it up. You have to work hard. There is no limitations. If an opportunity comes, you take it. You don't ask questions. You do it. You do what you have to do, you know? So when you find a woman like me who has had to do man's work, you know, there is a lot of things that could be challenging for you. It does not take the femininity away from me, but it limits it. In that, I know how to get dirty. I know how to go down and do my job. I know how to do a lot of work. And that's life. Life teaches us differently and life treats us differently. But one thing for sure, don't underestimate yourself. You know, when I first got into construction, I remember a lot of people saying, you. I said, yeah, I like it. I find it fascinating. And that's the thing about me. I've gotten into a lot of fields, but every field I've gotten myself into, I've excelled at. Why? Because I only do what I want to do. I am that type of person. If I don't want to do something, I was going to say a Uganda saying, newosaddako enjiibwa nga saagala kikola sijja kikola. And people say you're big-headed. I'm not big-headed. I'm just very, very picky. If I choose to do something, I'll do it 110%. And I know for sure it will come out perfectly and flawlessly. But if you force me to do something, you will experience headache you've never experienced in your life. So that's the thing about me. I know exactly what I can do, but I also know even things I can't do. If I wanted to do them, I would do them. It is that kind of faith I have in myself. I want you to have that. Don't listen to people. What do they know anyway? They don't know nothing. So I jumped into construction and I self-taught myself most of what I know, because even when you went to sites where guys were trying to teach you something, they would blackball you. And people look at your physical appearance, and you're trying to learn, and they're blackballing you, thinking they're helping you, are here giving you some kind of special treatment. But I've told you, by the time I came here, I've come to learn how to do this. But you're there. You see, not everyone that's trying to praise you, sweet talk you, say sweet nothings to you is actually really meaning that shit. Don't be believing people trying to, these days people manipulate in many ways. Someone can be all nice and sweet to you, but when in truth, they don't wish you any good. So when you set your goals up, follow them, run after them, chase them like it's no man's business, because trust me, a lot of distractions along the road. I've been distracted last month. I should be somewhere and I'm not there because of a fucking distraction. I appreciate that distraction and I understand it was a necessary distraction because I learned something from it. Someone watches you and they're like, such a hot girl. What are you doing? All kinds of work, working day and fucking night. When do you sleep? But someone is saying this shit to you. This person can't even give you 1 million Ugandan shillings to go and take care of yourself, to go and do something for yourself. But then they are trying to talk you out of doing what you gotta do. Be careful. Be very careful. People's words will have you off course in no time. Today when I was coming to work, I got a border and I made a quick stop, and the journey was supposed to be like 4,000 shillings. And I had my smallest note was 5,000 shillings. So we stopped somewhere and I told him to get change from the petrol station and return my 1,000. The distance was maybe 2 minutes away. Now, in my heart, I had already, and I'm going to be very honest, I had made up my mind that this person is just going to drive off and go. I don't know the guy. The guy doesn't know me. Where will I find him? But I said to myself, no, have some faith. Stand somewhere nearby and wait for that 1,000 Ugandan shillings. And if he comes back, then he deserves that 1,000 shilling. Let him take it. But if he doesn't come back, then again, you are ready to cut the loss anyway. So I stand there. I was about to shoot that video I put up today. I woke up quite early today and I have a sore throat because of the cold. So I stood there. The guy took about 5 minutes without returning, and I said, no, I'm not fucking giving up. Let me have faith. Let me tell you, nothing is harder in life than to have faith in somebody. It's very hard, especially when these people are new to you. You don't know these people. I respect people who find strangers and invest with them and try to grow with them, because trust me, that shit is hard. Someone you don't know, you have so many. We've grown up to this age and we have so many insecurities. We've seen so much bad. So even when someone is good, your alarms in your head are going off. You're scared as hell. You don't show it, but you're scared and you're wondering, is this going to be different? Will this happen to me again? you know, quite like dating. Lucky, look at me. The border guy returns, and I laughed and I told him straight up, I didn't think you were going to come back. He's like, no, they were still busy. And he was a young man. And I told him, it's okay, you can take the 1,000. I swear to God, he didn't have a single coin on him. He didn't have any money. I was his first client today, I think. And he was so happy, and he drove off and left. Have some faith. It's hard, but have some faith. Someone asked me yesterday, what do you believe in? And I say this and I'll say it again. I believe in the goodness of people. Everyone has some light in them. The light could be so small, but it's there if you look for it. And if you look hard enough, you find it. You know? Everyone has some light in them. No one is all dark and Nah. It's just the pain, man. The pain. People have so much pain. And they continue to get attacked in every angle. What do you expect? Man, I put up a video for you today morning, but I almost didn't put up one. Today morning was rough. You know, this week, this is what us salary earners call pay week. Pay week is tough. Pay week is very tough. Everyone is grinding harder, which is funny because normally you'd think people are less active in this time, but not at all. You know, employment is not easy. The goal should be self-employment, that sense of financial independence. It is relieving. The only problem with that is when your losses come, you have to take them yourself. But when your boss has losses, that's their problem, not yours. You need to be paid, you worked. But if the business is yours, your losses are your own. You know, your taxes are your own, everything is your own. And it's a little bit hectic. I guess sometimes we try to look at it from the other perspective, from the provider, service provider, you know, the boss, the top dog. It's not that simple. I come here to rant, by the way. I don't say a lot of sense. But one thing I've come to understand is that even with all the nonsense I say, some people just pick out what you can use. I've never dictated that I am some kind of motivational speaker. I'm not. I'm the least motivational person there is, though. If you knew my story, you would be motivated. But I'm not motivating. But I know for a fact, for those that closely watch me, they get inspired, they learn something, and maybe they get motivated. But bigheaded, they do not come to me and tell me you look up to me, please. That is too much pressure. I don't want people to look up to me like that. Angenja kolaga alien skin. Guys, man, I'm tired. Like, I don't understand how this is just Tuesday. It's Tuesday and I'm exhausted. I don't understand. I don't feel good. I'm not sick. I think it's morale. Morale is so low. Can you even feel it from over there? I kind of feel like energy can be felt across rooms. You can be there and people can just feel it that this girl, she's not okay today. Energy is important. Someone was forcing me to be friends with someone. Me, Doreen. That's like the worst thing you can do in your life. Try to force me. I've already made it clear I am a big-headed human being who only does things I want. But you still go ahead and try to force me, preaching to me how good somebody is. I swear to God, if I stand next to you and your energy reeks and I don't like it, I don't hate you. I just don't want you to be so close to me. It's that simple. I don't have a problem with you. I just don't want you to be, you're not friends with everyone in the world. you know? You're not. There are just some people that give off a vibe that's just scary. You feel like, no, not getting close to this person. No, hell no. And it's nothing personal. And people stop thinking that everything is about you. When Doreen does this validation, I told you maybe I'm broken. I'm not seeking for validation from anyone in the world. I just feel like no matter how much you do for people, if they don't want to appreciate, they won't appreciate. I've seen it too many times. After certain times, I just started doing what makes me happy. If I'm comfortable with it, I'll do it. That's where my big head comes from. Failure to kiss ass, failure to do as people want, failure to follow social norms, those things. Female standards, women have so many standards. Being a woman is hectic. Too many rules. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, you can't go here. Man, no offense, but I kind of like being in my own world. Dang. I've been doing this thing for days. Meanwhile, someone asked me, someone called me actually. You were asking me about the video I posted today. You people, I gave you the different companies that make nails. I can't believe some of you didn't know that Uganda has multiple companies that make nails. Everything you see in this country. Now, let me give you the ugly truth. This is the ugliest truth. And this, I'm going to tell it to you, and I'm not taking back a single word I'm saying. Uganda is dominated, in the construction industry, is dominated by Indians. Yes. Indians in Uganda are running most of these companies. They actually not just running, they own them. The taxes Indians are paying in our own country are insanely lower than what we pay. So, when you reach a Ugandan man or woman's hardware, and that person is selling to you a bag of cement at 36,000 shillings, and the Indian person is selling it to you at 35,000 shillings or even 34,000 shillings, Banange, the Ugandan person is not robbing you. The truth is, these people are selling products to themselves at a lower market. It's like they are intentionally throwing Ugandans out of business. And it's the truth. It's the ugly truth. And the government allows it. I think they're paying back for a means times or something. I don't know. But the truth is, that's why you will see so many Indians running hardwares. And the other thing they have is a certain level of solidarity that we don't have. An Indian is going to start a hardware, for example, in Impeded way. That Indian is going to get relatives back home to add more money. They start another branch. Olida in Chanja. That one is going to get other people. You will find that all these people know each other. You will find an Indian who owns a hardware in Namugongo. They know an Indian who owns the next hardware in Sonde. Research, they know the one who owns in what? Nayenga, who brought these ones? The owner of a certain company brought them. That's why there are certain times that you'll find that Indians are selling their things way cheaper. That's why for me, when I'm doing my content, no offense, I don't shoot Indian-based businesses. I don't shoot them because I know their prices are going to mislead you. They are going to make you feel like your own people are robbing you, which is not the case. As Ugandans, by the way, in the construction industry, we are suffering. We are suffering. Motemumanyi. An Indian has these people. The reason they are even able to sell most of these things cheaply is because they work in a string. They are a string of operators. They will combine money and ship products. They will be like 10, 15 business owners. They will combine money and ship under one name like this. And the taxes, they will be taxed once. But you are 15 people shipping individually. All of you are paying separate taxes. How much are you going to pay or charge? On top of that, man, it's no one here is a better business person than a Ugandan, especially a Ugandan. These people are serious business people. I've seen these people do the actual hustle on ground. But the truth is, the odds are against us. And that's the truth. The odds are not in our favor. Believe it or not. So me, I don't shoot Indian-based hardwares. I don't. Because I know their prices are going to be lower than the average Ugandan. Who owns a hardware? And that will be me doing a disservice to those people who are running these hardwares. Many, at the moment, notice, if I'm lying, the moment you notice an Indian setting up a hardware in a place like this, and there were other hardwares, you notice most of them start closing. If they don't close, they change what they're selling. They don't sell what the Indian is selling. They start running away from that product because this person has watered the price down at a cost this person can't get. Remember, give me an example. If your mother owns the business or you're one of your relatives, when you go to buy, when you tell them to give you a discount, they'll give you a discount. They can even loan you. But you are a complete stranger. At what cost? These are facts on ground. So you who want to start hardwares, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. It is that level of dominance that they're applying onto us. And it's not even, I'm not fighting anyone. I'm not prejudiced or racial. I mean, black people can't be racist. We can only be racial. But that's the reality on ground. That's the reality. You know, that's the reality. And the other thing that is positive, that's not even insinuated by the level of opportunity they have here, is the fact that if you listen to most of these people's stories, because I listen to so many of them, actually have Indian friends. When you listen to them, they'll tell you. One of them told me, I was working as a salesman for 5 years. At the same time, I would work with a mobile money service. They have some kind of mobile money service there. Now, this person was doing 3 jobs to raise the capital they brought to Uganda. You expect this person to employ you, and you start falling sick on a daily basis, and they will not fire you. These people have hustled like for real to get most of their capital. Not all of them, but some. When you listen to their stories, what you call Jemvu de Womut, man, they are scary. They are scary. So, by the time, for example, some of you who travel and go to the Arab countries to work, when you reach there, most of you, I mean, not all, but you're so focused in that you don't want anything to get you off course. The things you'd normally do back home, you don't do. Because you know I came here to make money. So that's the same mentality they have when they come here. So they don't care who is in their way that they're about to crash. For them, they are here to make money. That's why most people who work for Indians, you're overworked, underpaid. They pay their own people better than they pay other workers, yet you're all doing the same job. I know. I've worked for them long ago. I think I was in Form 5. Form 4 VAC. Yeah, Form 4 VAC. Ababategera sente naffe tuzitegera, but the way we hustle for money is different. The risks we've taken are different. So every time, that's why some people locally say, money you've not worked hard for, you can't do anything. No, you can do actually something good with that money. It's just that the money finds you when you don't have a plan for it. Take an example. If you're working for a salary, nebagamba nti buli mwezi bagenda kuwa emitwalo 5. Otula no tandikobala, you get pen and paper and you start counting. When my salary comes, I will pay the landlord, I will buy this, I will save this. Do you understand? That's the only logic behind it. So the only thing that teaches me is to always have a plan at hand, always have a plan ready, just in case money hits you out of nowhere. But when money comes and you have no plan, you have no dreams, you don't have serious dreams you're chasing, obviously you're going to waste it, even if you've worked hard for it. There is no such thing as money not hard worked for, you lose when you waste. That's just myth. The problem is failure to have a plan. That's it. So, behave sibabuzi zako. Let me go and do other things. So, hey, let me go and do other things. Let's talk for another 5 minutes? So, let me summarize myself today. Number 1, always have a plan. 2, keep a journal. Write your dreams, your hopes, your things you want to do with your life. It doesn't have to be business. It can be traveling. It can be, changing your lifestyle. It can be changing your life. It can be anything. Just put it to paper. Write it somewhere. Have a notebook filled with things you want to do. Things you wish you could do. A bucket list. Businesses you admire. Write them down. So that at a point in life when you have the chance to execute any, you can refer somewhere. But it's like studying so hard for an exam and you reach the exam and your head is blank. That's what happens when you receive money unexpectedly. Your head goes blank. And then, I don't know how this happens. After you get money like this, how do people know? How? I need that magic. They start calling you with problems. Oh, hello. Mama yamize chidomola. Obadde omanyi nti ono yafudde ali bubinya ali ku kitanda. Like, so if you don't have a plan, your money will just go like that. If you don't have a journal of what you want to spend, how you want to spend, obviously that's what will happen. Who am I to give you financial advice when I need it myself? I myself needs a financial advisor. But I know, for anything I say, I know I make sense somewhere and you know it. So just pick the sense and leave the nonsense out. Leave it for me. I come to my lives here to brainstorm, to, leave a couple chats behind. I kind of feel like every year we grow old and I may not be this version of myself again in a couple years. So, and ladies and gentlemen, Doreen out. I love you all guys so much. But for starters, Uganda has multiple companies that are manufacturing steel bars. There are not so many. There is another one in Lugazi. It's actually, I think, the oldest company in Uganda that has been manufacturing steel for generations. I remember my uncles had shares in that thing. What is it called? Towards Lugazi. Banamwe. Kamberekereze. I said hi anyway. Enjoy the content. If you have questions, don't hesitate to ask. And those who want to reach out to me, my number is +256779024 274. Bye.